G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat. This will be my Knackers Yard. Thundercat is brilliant, always has been. Beast is sorted. I've still got some tidying up to do on the wiring that I've done and all that sort of thing, but Beast is sorted to the point where Beast is currently booked in for an MOT tomorrow morning at Maitland, which is in central London, which means it would be a cost for the ULEZ. But it isn't, because it's ULEZ free. Now I think it's good to go and I'm happy. What it has allowed me to do, and the other bit is my other indicators have turned up, the little darker black ones. They are exactly the same as the other ones that I've got that I've painted black, but I have now fallen in love with how it looks with the big boys. So keep those, they'll be used in stock for something else, I'm sure. All good to go on Beast. It's allowed me to transfer my attention to Sting. Now, the two issues that I had with Sting, I had a slight oil leak on one of the covers that I had taken off when I was trying to chase faults with Spark, and it's the pulse coil cover, or the cover on the pulse coil, and I had a leak on the carb. Now, the leak on the carb I thought was going to be a bastard, and it turned out to be quite nice. Let me show you. Just save my poor old knees. Now the leak that I had was out of one of the main fuel pipes. So the fuel comes from the tap round one pipe, splits into two, and feeds into the left and the right set of two carbs. Now it was absolutely pissing out the top, and I worked out what the problem was, and it was as simple as a Jubilee clip. And you've got to love it when you get problems like that. I'm trying to find the one that I've taken out. No, I've thrown it away. Now what I had in it was one of the ones you make up yourself out of the, this isn't it, but you know, if you're ever tempted to use those, don't. I have now kept my small stock of those, and I will only ever use them for air boxes, never for a fluid. What I did get was some proper ones. By proper, I'm talking cheapies from the range type thing, but got some better ones that aren't the little holes in the gaps, holes in the sides ones. They are just stronger, so I've managed to get a better grip around it. The other one on the other side is fine, because it is a proper one. I'd used that as a last resort and it let me down, so it meant I had to strip the carb out, etc again. I've taken the cover off. I did try with some instant gasket where I'd taken the cover off before to check out the pulse coil. I had ripped it, and I just pushed it back together and hope for the best, and the best didn't happen. So I did try digging out where the cardboard, where the gasket, that's what I was looking for, where the gasket was ripped. I have tried digging that out and putting some instant gasket on it. It's worked, but it's got a tiny leak, and I'm probably just being a little bit of a perfectionist here. And I'll show you another reason I'm being a perfectionist. The simple thing is, I've got some gasket paper. I'm going to take that off, make up a gasket and throw it on. That is all it is. It's a tiny leak. It's not even MOT fail worthy in my humble opinion, but I want to get it fixed. And for that simple reason I want to get it fixed is because I want to take that MOT slot an MOT Sting, and that will be tomorrow, dependent on if I get this gasket sorted. If I get the gasket sorted and there is no leak at all, and I am therefore happy, then I'll phone up the MOT Platts and just swap them over. It's the same slot, it just doesn't cost them anything. It is going to cost me, because I'm going to have to ULEZ this for the day and take it in and do it. Why do that? If you find a garage you like, you use it. And I do like this garage, they're good guys in there. It also means I get the opportunity to drop in on Charlie Motorcycle Rescuer tomorrow morning once I've done my MOT, on the way back out, kinda, and just say hello, and ideally show him Sting in the flesh. Right, that's the plan. I'm going to get this gasket off. Now the pulse coil, the cabling was wrapped and stuck all over the place, so in order to get it off, and I obviously need to take that off, and I want to take it off at the plug end, I have snipped through the plug. It's nice and simple. It's just a straight 2-pin, and what I may well do is actually shorten this wiring so that when I throw it back together I don't have to tuck it around in half the fashion that it was before. Right, let's get this off then. Right, so we are back inside in my really mucky kitchen that we've managed to destroy in a week after the in-laws made such a good job clearing up. Now I've put a load of I've got my gasket paper, 0.4mm, seems about right, seems about what it was before. I've only got really thick or really thin. This is kind of my Goldilocks in the middle. I've put oil on the outside of the housing just to try and mark the paper a bit. I'm also going to draw around it as well with as sharp a pencil as I can find, and we'll see how we get on. Right, so there we go. Not a bad outline actually. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. The bit where it gets a little bit more complicated is over where the actual mechanism for the pulse goes, but that's not too bad. Right, let's get a little bit of drawing going on to fill in the gaps. And it's raised a bit where let me show you where the rubber mount is there, so it's not got full contact there, but I think I've got enough that I can have a good guess at anyway. Right, let's get on with it. Right, and there we go. That's not bad. Now I am blessed with children. You don't hear me say that very often. Now, some of the things you have with children is arts and crafty stuff, or certainly we do in our household. So I do have one of these. I'm blessed to have one of these self-healing mats to cut onto, which is precisely what you need. It just gives you a nice, clean, sharp cut. We also tend to have some, like decent scalpel stuff around for bits and pieces. All of that one's mine. Yeah, so holes next. Now I don't have a like a proper punch. I do have a kiddie's hole punch though, so I'm going to try and see if I can find one of those and give that a go. Right, there you go, kiddie hole punch used, cleaned and put back, and I will deny any knowledge of any muck that's still on it when they use it next. I think that'll do. The holes aren't quite large enough, but I don't think that's an issue. The screws are just pushed through, I'm sure, or the bolts are just pushed through. Right, let's get this bad boy mounted. Right, and there we go then. So that is the cover back reinstated, all bolted back up. I've plugged back in. I did trim a little bit off the pulse coil cable. It didn't need to be that long, so it's nicely tucked away and plugged in. It's only a little bit off. Right, let's get you hoiked up and we'll have a look. Right, there we go. That's you set up straight-ish. Power on. Right, I'm going to leave it to run for a little while, just to make sure that gasket's sealed more than anything else. But I think that's good to go. Now I think that is MOT tomorrow, so I think I'll boogie on, give the MOT plats a shout, swap the bikes over. I'm not in a rush for Beast, I'm not really in a rush for this, but it just needs to get to its next owner. It needs to get somebody who's gonna use it, frankly, because if you leave bikes idle for a while, don't be surprised if they don't work when you get to them. But yeah, got a few bits and pieces to do on this. I want to check the tyre pressures as well, because I haven't checked those for a long time, just to make sure that it's nice and safe for me to get up to the MOT centre, sort out some insurance for it temporarily, and then I don't know, take you along for the ride if you fancy it. Cheers all, I'll catch you later. Happy with that. Catch you later.